Peter, can you tell us about the crops behind us and what they're used for?
Yeah, what we have growing in the field here at Peppercorn Creek Farm, at the moment we have kale, silver beet and broccoli greens, which we use a lot of that in a special green drink, to which we add some organic and sustainably farmed fruit juices, honey and linseed, and it produces a magnificent green drink.
Are there any chemicals at all added to this?
There's no chemicals used whatsoever. Now we grow organically, and we just use natural fertilisers and work by the sweat of our brow to produce healthy food.
How often do you pick these vegetables here, Peter?
Well, we're picking them 2 or 3 times a week. There's quite a demand for the green drink. A lot of our customers at our cafe here and also at our Common Ground Cafe in Katoomba are regular customers of our green drink, and also at some of the farmers markets and organic markets around Sydney and Wollongong. So more and more people are becoming enlightened, you might say, to this efficacious beverage. It's very palatable for anyone who's looking to increase their health and vitality. The green drink is certainly the premium drop in the land.
Who invented the drink, Peter?
Well, that's a very good question. It's, you might say, collective wisdom. A few people who've got a bit of a knack with beverages and healthy things got their heads together and tried various mixes to get the flavour right. Obviously, it varies a little bit through the seasons, but we feel that it's a wonderful drink. We all get involved here on the farm with the sowing, the weeding, planting out and picking the fresh greens 3, even 4 times a week so that we can make it fresh for the customers.
And how long does a green drink last for, Peter? Once you've made it, how long does it last for?
Look, it would have a shelf life like any fresh product. Obviously it needs to be refrigerated. A week would be pretty well the maximum. We generally recommend that if people buy a 1 litre bottle, they would drink it a glass a day over 4 days. But some people obviously would consume quite a bit more than that in a shorter period. But generally a week would be sufficient, and it must be refrigerated.
Is that all you grow on the farm, Peter? Is only the vegetables for the green drink?
No, we grow quite a few other things for our own use here and also to integrate into our menu at the cafe. A lot of leafy greens in the lettuce family, beans in season, tomatoes. We'll take you into the greenhouse and show you our tomatoes, cucumbers, pumpkins, corn. We're growing many different things, and increasingly so. We like to use the word sustainable, not just in a food sense, but to do with people living sustainably, sustaining one another. So obviously it touches on every aspect of our food and diet, and we're increasing in the amount of land that we're able to cultivate, but at the same time not wanting to rape and pillage the soil, to look after it, to rotate crops, and to let the ground spell, let it rest, so that we're not just taking too much out at one time.
Peter, you mentioned pesticide and insecticide and all that free.
Yeah.
What do you use? How do you cultivate that soil?
Look, healthy soil will give healthy plants, and just like a healthy human has a good immune system, so too it is with healthy plants. We're building up our soil through manures and through worm farming and composting, adding a little mineral here and there where needed, lime to sweeten the soil and some ground rock. And then the main thing I think that we're able to keep above the pests is that we have the healthy soil, the healthy plants. You might notice behind us there's quite a bit of cabbage moth, but we're able to keep the numbers of those down with a predatory wasp, because a lot of people have just got to do blanket spraying to get rid of the cabbage moth. We go out on snail picks, all sorts of things that we do that requires manual labour. and we find that there's a return to manual labour is going to be the answer to a lot of farming problems, because people have got so big and so broad and so much monoculture that they've just had to rely on the chemicals to be able to get a crop out. But we're kind of going back quite a bit to more how our forefathers used to just get into the soil with their hands and work together and cooperate in order to beat the pests.
And how many people would you have working on the farm itself?
Look, there's a full-time farm manager, and where needed he'll call in different other men and women and even children after school to help with picking and weeding. We have some simple tools like the gundaroo tiller that we run up and down the rows, and it helps to knock out the weeds. Sometimes we'll have a push where there might be 10 or 12 people if we want to get in and put a few thousand seedlings in at one time, or to do a lot of intensive weeding. But normally you would say there's the one full-time man, and he'll just call in the extra troops as needed.
Does it bring you a lot of pleasure here?
Most certainly. It's certainly a wonderful and rewarding life that we have here at Peppercorn Creek Farm, to see the land producing in a natural way, and it's wonderful that visitors can come down and see, and to give it, we have the confidence that what we're producing here is a very clean, healthy product that we can give to people and look them in the eyes and say, this is pure and natural, there's no chemicals here, the soil's healthy, the wildlife abounds, and we've still got a lot of steps to take before we could say that we're truly self-sufficient, but we're taking those steps, and it's very, very satisfying. We have a vision for where we're going, and it's wonderful that we can bring up our young ones to share that vision, that they know that the food that's on their table, it's just not out of a cellophane wrapper, but it's out of the soil, and even where they participated in getting it all going. It's very rewarding.